Hello and welcome. Find a comfortable place, a quiet corner, where the world can fade away for just a little while. Close your eyes, if you wish, and take a slow, deep breath. Tonight, we journey to a place of profound silence and silver dust. We're going to the moon, not with the roar of rockets, but with the quiet echo of a final goodbye. This is the story of the last footprint, a tale of the very last time a human being stood on the lunar surface. It wasn't a grand, boisterous occasion. It was something far more intimate, more personal. It was a moment of quiet reflection, suspended between the Earth and the vast, velvet emptiness of space. Imagine the scene. December 1972, the Apollo 17 mission. Two astronauts, Eugene Cernan and Harrison Schmitt, are preparing to leave the Taurus-Littrow Valley, a magnificent, ancient landscape surrounded by towering mountains under a star-dusted black sky. Their lunar rover, their home for 3 days, sits nearby, its work now done. For 3 days, they had been explorers in an alien world. They bounded across the surface, their movements slow and dreamlike in the low gravity. They hammered at rocks, drilled into the ground, and gathered samples that held the secrets of the solar system's birth. They saw sunrises and sunsets that painted the lunar dust in shades of gold and gray, a spectacle no one had ever witnessed before. Their voices, crackling over the radio, were the only sounds in that silent valley. The only other noise was the gentle hum of their life support systems and the soft crunch of their boots on the regolith, the fine, powdery soil of the moon. Every step was a new discovery, every glance a new memory etched into human history. But all journeys must end. The time had come to return to the lunar module, the Challenger, which would lift them off the surface and begin their long voyage home. One last task remained. A plaque was placed on the leg of the lunar module's descent stage, a permanent marker left behind in the quiet solitude. It reads, "Here man completed his first explorations of the moon, December 1972 A.D. May the spirit of peace in which we came be reflected in the lives of all mankind." With the final tasks complete, Harrison Schmitt climbed the ladder back into the module. Now, only one human remained on the surface of the moon, Commander Eugene Cernan. He stood there for a moment, alone. Before him, the landscape stretched out in a panorama of silent, desolate beauty. The Earth, a brilliant blue and white marble, hung in the black sky above the mountains. It looked so vibrant, so full of life, from this place of absolute stillness. He took a few steps, walking a short distance from the ladder. Then he knelt down. With his gloved finger, he traced 3 initials into the fine lunar dust. TDC, the initials of his young daughter, Teresa Dawn Cernan. He wanted to leave something personal, a father's simple, loving gesture in this most extraordinary of places. He knew the footprint would likely not last, but the initials, undisturbed by wind or rain, might remain for eons. Then he stood up and spoke his final words from the lunar surface. He wasn't just speaking to Mission Control in Houston. He was speaking to history, to the future. He spoke of hope, of challenge, and of a promise to return. "As we leave the moon at Taurus-Littrow," he said, "we leave as we came and, God willing, as we shall return, with peace and hope for all mankind." With that, he turned and began to climb the ladder. Each step was deliberate, measured. As he placed his foot on the final rung, he paused. That last boot print he had just made would be the final human footprint on the moon for generations, perhaps forever. The last mark of humanity on another world. Think about that moment. The profound silence that descended once more as the hatch was sealed. The valley returned to its timeless, undisturbed state, the same as it had been for billions of years, but now bearing the subtle marks of a brief, wondrous visit. The footprints, the rover tracks, the American flag, and those 3 small initials etched in the dust. Silent monuments to a remarkable achievement. The engine of the ascent stage fired, a brief, fiery interruption in the quiet. It lifted off, leaving the descent stage and the rover behind. The view from the window would have been breathtaking as they ascended, watching the valley shrink below, their landing site becoming just another crater in a vast, pockmarked landscape. The Earth grew larger, beckoning them home. There's a unique beauty in endings. We often celebrate beginnings, the first step, the launch, the initial discovery. But there is a deep, peaceful poetry in the final moment. The last word of a story, the final note of a song, the last footprint on the moon. It's a moment of completion, of closure, a quiet acknowledgement that a chapter has finished. Since that day, the moon has remained a silent observer in our night sky. The footprints are still there. The rover is still parked where they left it. The flag, now likely bleached white by decades of unfiltered sunlight, still stands. They are all waiting, in the perfect vacuum, under the silent watch of the stars. This story isn't just about space exploration. It's about the quiet moments that define our grandest endeavors. It's about the human desire to leave a mark, to say, I was here. But it's also about the grace of leaving, of letting the silence return, of respecting the profound peace of these ancient places. As you drift now, let the image of that silent silver world fill your mind. Feel the deep calm of that empty valley. Imagine the stillness, broken only by the light of distant stars. There are no deadlines here, no demands, no noise. Just peace, just the quiet echo of a final, gentle step. It's a reminder that even after the greatest adventures, there is rest. There is tranquility. There is a peaceful ending. Thank you for joining me on this quiet journey tonight. I hope it has brought you a sense of peace and relaxation. If you enjoyed this time together, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more peaceful stories. Until next time, may your dreams be as quiet and as beautiful as the silent, sleeping moon. Sleep well.